They say time heals all wounds. But what if I told you? Some wounds don't just stay, they grow with you. You see, most people think childhood ends when you turn 18, but in reality, your childhood never leaves. It hides behind your choices, your fears, your relationships, and for many, it silently controls them until the day they die. Your childhood was never just a phase, it was a training ground. And whether you realize it or not, it shaped the rules you live by today. If you were constantly told, "Don't talk back," you might still struggle to speak up in meetings or relationships. If love came with conditions, you may still feel like you have to earn your worth every single day. And if no one ever saw your emotions, you probably learned to hide them, even from yourself. You weren't just learning how to read and write, you were learning how to exist, how to be safe, how to get love, how to avoid pain. And those lessons, they got hardwired into your identity. Now fast forward to adulthood. You think you're making choices freely, but in reality, you're often reacting from a 7-year-old version of yourself. You avoid confrontation, not because you're weak, but because that little kid learned that speaking up leads to punishment. You stay in toxic relationships, not because you don't see the red flags, but because chaos feels familiar. You chase money, approval, or perfection, because deep down, you still believe that if you're just good enough, maybe this time, you'll be loved without conditions. You're not broken. You're patterned. Here's the dangerous part. Most people never break free from these childhood rules. They grow older, they get degrees, they get jobs, they raise families, but emotionally, they stay stuck in that same invisible cage. Why? Because they never question the script, because the pain is familiar, because rewiring the mind feels like betrayal to the people who raised us, even if those people were the source of the pain. So they stay quiet, they stay stuck, they stay small, and one day, they look back, realizing they lived a life based on fear, not freedom. But here's the truth you need to hear. Just because your childhood wrote your first chapter, doesn't mean it gets to write the ending. You can rewire the script, you can question the rules, you can become the parent, the protector, and the guide that your younger self never had. You don't heal by blaming. You heal by understanding, by noticing the trigger, the reaction, the belief, and gently choosing a new one. You don't need to erase your past. You need to integrate it, so it no longer controls you. So ask yourself this: what are you still carrying from your childhood that no longer belongs in your future? What part of your personality is actually protection? What fears do you call normal that were actually planted in you before you could even say no? Your past shaped you, but it does not define you. Every belief can be reprogrammed. Every pattern can be interrupted. Every version of yourself can evolve. You don't have to live life through a child's pain. You can live through an adult's power. If this video made you reflect, hit that like button so it reaches someone else who needs to hear this too. And if you're ready to break free from the old patterns that have silently shaped your life, subscribe to the channel. Because we go deeper than motivation here. We uncover the roots, heal the mind, and rebuild from within. Your story isn't over. Your transformation has just begun. Thanks for watching. You've got this.